Okay, on Unit 2, Lesson 8 here, we're going to start talking about polynomial and behavior. And we'll jump right in with number 1. For your assigned polynomial, complete the column for the different values of x and discuss it with your group. So we're not really working in groups. And we're not going to be able to do everybody do separate functions. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this table out. And essentially what we want to do is we want to take these values for x and we want to plug them into these functions and see what our outputs are. So I will do the first I will do the first couple, and then I'm going to pause the video, and then I'd like you to go through and fill out your table. And then when you come back, restart the video, I will have the completed table for us to discuss. So with this first one, notice what we want to do is we want to take negative 1,000 and we want to plug it into this function. So we want to figure out what is y equal to whenever we have negative 1,000 squared plus 1. And we go to the calculator. And be careful when you enter these. Make sure you put your negative sign inside parentheses. So negative 1,000 squared plus 1. And we get, this big number, 1,000,001. Okay, so that's what we want to do, and we want to fill out every one of these squares. So now's a good time. Pause your video, and when you come back, we will have a completed table, and we can then just discuss the numbers that we got. Okay, welcome back. Here is a completed table. I wanted to put it in here all typed out. That way you didn't have to deal with my really, really bad handwriting. But let's look at some of the values we have. So we have 1,000,001, 10,001, 101. As my x value gets bigger and bigger and bigger, look what's happening to my output. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller until it reaches a point in the middle, and then it starts getting bigger and bigger again. Okay, and that is for this first function. If we look at our second function, let's look at my x values. Notice negative 999,999,999. This is a really, really small x value, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then kind of in the middle, it's sort of normal again. And then it continues getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this next function, this looks like, well, let's see, there's 100,000, 100 million, 100 billion. This looks like 1,000,000,001. So really, really, really big x value getting smaller and smaller and smaller till it reaches a middle point, and then getting bigger and bigger and bigger again. And then this last one, I'm not even going to attempt to name this number, but it's really, really small. Notice the negative sign. So really small gets bigger to a midpoint, and then continues and gets bigger and bigger again. So let's just discuss why this might be. And it really makes a lot of sense if you look at the functions themselves. So let's look at this very first function. Notice, for this function, we're going to square my x value. So when I take this really big negative x value and I put it in here and I square that really big negative, it's going to give me a negative times a negative or a positive, and it's going to be a really big positive number. So this is going to be very big. Now, let's see what happens when we take this really, really big negative number and we put it into this function. When I cube a negative, it becomes a negative times a negative times a negative. So a negative times a negative is a positive, so this will become a positive, and then we're going to multiply that by a negative, so we're going to get a negative out, which means this number is going to be really, really big negative. Really big negative. Okay, and we come over here. What's going to happen? Well, we're going to have a negative times a negative times a negative times a negative, because there are 4 of these really big negative numbers multiplied together. Negative times a negative is a positive. This negative times a negative is a positive, and 2 positives together is going to give me a really big positive number. Notice this one gave me a really big negative number. This one gave me a really big positive number. What's going to happen over here when we have this really big negative number? I'm going to have a negative times a negative times a negative times a negative times a negative, 5 of them. These first 2 will be positive. These second 2 will be positive. And then I'll have a negative at the end. This positive and positive is a positive. Right? When I multiply, take that positive and multiply it by a negative, I'm going to get a really big negative number. So we can see there's actually a reason that these values behave the way they do. Now if we go down and we look at the positive, really big positive numbers, well, if it's positive and I square it, it stays positive. A positive and I cube it, it stays positive. So down here, there's no surprise that every one of these numbers, although really, really, really big, are really, really big positives. So notice that really when we're changing is on whenever the x is a very small negative number or very far away from 0 on the left-hand side, right? So it's x is way over here. Look what happens. When I square it, it's really big positive. When I cube it, it's really big negative. When I raise it to the 4th power, it's really big positive. And when I raise it to the 5th power, it's really big negative. So this is a positive, a negative, a positive, a negative. Can you guess what would happen if I did y equals x to the 6th plus 1? Sophia, can you guess? I couldn't hear you. One more time. That's correct. It becomes a positive. And this pattern should continue. Okay, so when we're talking about the end behavior, that's what we're talking about. So now let's look at some sketches of end behavior. This very first function right here, what will that look like? Well, notice it's a very big positive and on the left when x is really small, and a very big positive on the right. So my end behavior will kind of go like that, up to the left and up to the right. When I go to my next function, notice this negative is very small negative. Whenever x is a small number, my y value is really small. So it kind of looks like this. And then whenever my x is a big number, my y value is a big number. So this function should kind of look like this. Down on the left and up on the right. My next function, it's a positive on the left. I should change to a yellow. It's positive on the left. So it's going up to the left, positive, and it's going positive to the right, so my function should kinda, and behavior, go up on both sides. Last but not least, my 5th degree, notice it's negative on the left, right? On the left-hand side, as x is really small negative, this number is a really small negative, and then on the right, it becomes positive, so this end behavior should look like this. So what I like to tell my students when we talk about end behavior is just think it's going to go the first one up on the left and up on the right, down on the left and up on the right for the second degree, or for the third degree, I should say. So the second degree goes up on the left, up on the right. Third degree goes down on the left, up on the right. The fourth degree goes up on the left and up on the right. And the fifth degree goes down on the left and up on the right. So that's kind of what we're looking at when we're looking at end behavior. And we see why, and the reason really has to do with what happens when you square it, cube it, raise it to the fourth power, and raise it to the fifth power.